Well, here at home, City Council received an update on the desludging of lagoons at the wastewater treatment plant that was approved in 2017. A new wrinkle has forced administration to explore other options to try to stay under budget while completing a project that's long overdue. Josh Ryan has more.
The desludging of lagoons is a priority for the city, both to comply with water systems effluent regulations and to maximize treatment capacity. The lagoons have not been disludged since the 1990s.
Our retention time in our lagoon system is much below what we'd like to see, and that results in some of the reasons we're having questions raised by the Water Security Agency around our licensing.
One of the reasons for the project's $3 million price tag was potential removal and reinstallation of aeration diffusers, a necessary segment for the facility.
You simply just don't throw a single hose into a lagoon and expect it to be diffused.
Because of debris accumulating on several diffusers, the removal and reinstallation would have significant costs that put the project over budget, forcing administration to explore more options.
Due to the nature of some of that work, they realize, and due to the number of plug diffusers, I understand, they do need to look at buying some diffusers rather than having them third party. Will hopefully go directly to the supplier or someone with the shortest direct route. So hopefully at the end of the day, it's a cost-saving measure.
While moving on the project quickly is important, that stems largely from changes in regulations, not from facility function.
So the regulations are changing on what we're allowed to put out. It's not that the current plant isn't doing everything that it was designed to do, so it also has got a really long years of service.
Josh Ryan, Newcap News.
Well, students from a nearby community are helping their peers this week. Kids from Marsden Jubilee School have dropped off a truckload of food to the olive tree. Boundary Ford donated a $500 check and provided the truck, while the kids did the rest, hosting a ball hockey tournament in Marsden.
Just instilling good values in our kids and them understanding, that giving back and helping in a situation like this makes so much of a difference.
These students' hard work means others won't go hungry at school.
Getting things that we need, like food items and donations towards our school programs, is such a big deal for us. So the request for support to the school programs is constantly growing. So the more that comes in, the definitely more we can support the school systems within the city.
The students' donations will also help the olive tree's other food programs. Well, major progress is being made on the rescue squad's new office. Lloydminster Comprehensive construction students are putting in the labor, building the new space from the ground up. As Michaela Henschel reports in this week's Beyond the Classroom, the community project is also preparing students for the workforce.
Students have been putting in the work. The Lloydminster Rescue Squad's new home is starting to come together.
They were actually very nervous and scared because it is such a big project. So they were hesitant at first, but they've done very good so far.
The structure is on schedule and has already passed the first couple of inspections. The venture has been a big undertaking, as it's not your typical class project.
Grade 11 here, we're supposed to just build sheds and things like that, but this is beyond a shed.
It's a unique experience for the kids. We typically build garden sheds, but this is just a bigger garden shed, so to say, and it just gives the kids a very unique, full experience from framing the floor right up to drywalling, and if we have time, painting and flooring.
Beyond giving back to the rescue squad, the project is giving students a head start on their future.
It means a lot to me, actually, not just for our community, but it's something that I want to do for a job when I get older. So it's really teaching me how to build a house. I could build my own if I wanted to now.
And once the construction phase is complete, electrical students will begin doing their part.
For them, instead of just doing temporary mock-ups, they're doing a real live electrical, so that's great for them as well.
Michaela Henschel, Newcap News.
This is Newcap Sports.
Well, the ice is out in some Lloydminster arenas, which means it's time for lacrosse season, and the Lloydminster Extreme are back in the box. Lance Phillips with more.
After an 8-6 2017 record, Graham Murray and his band of Merry Extreme men have a real chance at being a top-level team in the Rocky Mountain Lacrosse League. especially if last Wednesday's 15-1 win over Wainwright is any indication. When this team's had success in the past, it's really boiled down to one characteristic.
I would say the guys, that put in the hard work. There's the guys that show up to practice, and the guys that are wanting to they're dying for those loose balls out there. It's those guys that are going the extra mile are the ones that are always going to make or break our team.
And for players, therein lies the rub. Those players who don't dedicate themselves this year will almost certainly find themselves on the outside looking in, due to an increase in people on the floor.
We got plenty of bodies, so there's tons of healthy competition like that. If everyone sees that we have tons of bodies, and if you're not willing to go that extra mile, you might not get a chance in the playoffs. So, we're kind of holding everybody accountable, and I think it's really good for us.
There's also been an increase in size, and while some would say size equals slow, that's not the case for the 2018 Extreme.
We can run, and we got the skill where we can move the ball, and there's no problem at all with us moving the ball up the floor and getting it to our O, or even the O that are big, no problem.
We're big and we're athletic, and I think that's really going to bode well for us. As long as their stick skills keep coming along, offensively, I think we should be a team that can be reckoned with.
The increase in bodies is a boon for a team that's typically had trouble putting people in the box, but a culture shift has made a big difference since Murray came on board 4 years ago.
I think over the last couple of years, people have definitely heard about us and started to come back to play lacrosse. We've got a couple guys that haven't played for a couple of years, and they've kind of heard through the grapevine that this is we're a competitive team, we're a fun team to be around, and they want to be a part of it.
Lance Phillips, Newcap Sports, Lloydminster.
This is Newcap weather with Gerard Lampa.
Welcome back, everyone. Indeed, not as warm as we saw yesterday, but we knew that going in. We knew that the wind heading was going to switch from the southwest and be northwest all day today. But cooler, yes, but hitting the seasonal averages. So we'll definitely take it as we put this map into motion, see what we're dealing with going forward as a ridge of high pressure is building yet again in from the west and southwest. And as that goes forward, they're clearing out the skies. And for the bulk of it there, we're back into 20s for sure come tomorrow. And we're looking at just the movement of cloud cover across the region. So let's look at those numbers for tomorrow. Even though it says 19, honestly, we can make a push for 20 there. 19 as well for Edmonton. We can round that upwards to 20. 18 in Lac-La-Biche. 19 it's saying for Wainwright, Provost, and Macklin areas too. And as we take a look off to the northeast, cooler in Isle Cross for 14. But again, that's the average where we should be for this time of the year. 18 for Green Lake and Meadow Lake area, 17 at St. Walburg, 18 for Maidstone, and 19 for the Battlefords and area. Let's head across the country, sitting at 16, mainly sunny skies in Vancouver there, 16 as well for Edmonton, 10 in Whitehorse, similar skies there. Some cloud cover pushing through Yellowknife for their +5. We're heading to Regina for +15 and a mix of sun and cloud in this hour. Cloudy in Winnipeg for 18. They were up at 20 in the last hour. Let's cross over to Toronto, see what's happening at Pearson International. Sitting at 6, some showers there, but I don't think it's widespread showers there. Shouldn't stop all of the anticipation. All of the major sporting teams in the Toronto area on tap this evening. 10 and light showers in Quebec, 9 in St. John's, 11 and as well cloudy in Halifax, and out to Iqaluit. They're sitting at -9 there. So let's come on back to the prairies and stop off in the Battlefords. 15 sunny skies sitting at +2, clearing off on the overnights and looking for 19 tomorrow as your daytime high. But as I said earlier, the winds are pushing out of the west, so you can certainly expect that we'll make a push for not 19, but honestly 20 tomorrow as our daytime high in the Battlefords and area. Cold Lake and parts of the Lakeland region at 16 in this hour. West and northwest winds at about 19 clicks there. Could see 3 on the overnights. Should stay mainly clear this evening. Winds anywhere from about, let's round it off, 10 to 20 kilometers per hour. And even though we look for 19 come tomorrow, we could easily make a push for 20 as well in parts of the Lakeland region. Let's come on back to Lloydminster, Vermilion, Wainwright and Provost. The Midwest region up at 15 in this hour. Could see 3 towards the early hours of tomorrow morning. And looking for 19, although 20 is definitely on the cards. West and northwest winds anywhere from 20, 35, approaching 40 kilometers per hour. So similar wind gusts to what we've seen today. That will persist tomorrow. But with the dominance of the ridge of high pressure building into the weekend, mainly sunny skies right on through, at least right up until through about Saturday there. 20 is on the cards for Friday. 24 is possible Saturday there, and looking for 13 on Sunday. So a bit cooler, yes, on Sunday. Cloud cover building in as the cooler air slides in after that ridge of high pressure over the next 3 days. 12 on Monday, and the real prospect of some showers looks like overnight Monday into Tuesday at various points on Tuesday, maybe not all day it seems at the moment. 15 on Tuesday, 16 on Wednesday. Some of those showers may linger into the early hours of Wednesday morning. But Brian, that's as steady as she goes for the next 7 days. Back to you now for Agriculture News.